I'm Craig Morgan, your host for American Plumber Stories. We're headed to Vancouver, Washington to meet General Manager of Kruse Plumbing, Ryan Cruz, a second-generation plumber who initially thought he didn't want to be a plumber. And I wouldn't be surprised if at some point here, he didn't talk about flying a kite.
Some days I'm working before the sun kisses the sky. I watch the world wake up from the seat of my truck. I'm out here earning my piece of the pie. A good honest buck, no it ain't love. I was taught to do the things I do so I don't depend on anyone. I work hard enough through the year so I play whenever I want. I have more than I deserve, including a wife who says I'm hot. Yeah, it's better than a good life that I got.
Today we're going to a job. It's a 6-story mixed-use building. We're at the tail end of the job, setting the trim and fixtures, so we're going to go check in and see how the crew's doing out here. I'm Ryan Cruz with Kruse Plumbing out of Vancouver, Washington, and I'm the general manager. When we started, we were doing houses and just kind of grew into more of a commercial contractor. Apartments and commercial work. I've been working as a plumber since about 1991, so about 30 years in the trade. The main person that got me into plumbing is my dad. Some of his crew that worked for him when I was younger too, I hit it off with, but I was sort of a handful when I was younger, and luckily my dad had the plumbing company and gave me a place to come and work and learn a trade, and I'm grateful for that. Lots of times when I got myself in a little trouble, I'd have to go work for my dad. And
my sons did come help me. I'd have them do some digging. They grumbled a little.
I hadn't really worked with my hands. I was kind of like two left hands and didn't really click.
And I don't think he was thinking it was going to work. We went to college, tried a couple different colleges, and then just didn't really feel that was quite what he wanted to do.
I think there's no question that Ryan's decision to become a plumber was brought on by the support that his family showed him.
Carl was saying, why don't you come and work for the family for a while and see if you like it. I never felt like I wanted to, pressure them into being in the family business.
Once I started working more for him, I started having some success. It started clicking for me, and then I really liked it. I just learned solely on the job, just going to work every day. And, I had to study to pass the test to become a licensed journeyman.
It worked out really well, especially now when Carl's just retired, that Ryan can continue to run the business and does a great job.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna probably have you go out to that Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
Start making a material list, seeing what we gotta do, what we gotta dig up out there and whatnot. Keep track of your time on that.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thanks, man. Bye.
My brother decided to stay in the family business. It's funny, I wanted to be in the family business at one point.
We have 2 sons, Ryan and Nick.
Nick, he worked here summers in high school, and he'd still work summers when he was home from college.
Went to college, took a different route, went to work for a plumbing company, after all, as vice president of sales.
I'm proud of both of my kids. One went to college and one didn't, but they've both been very successful in their careers.
We both have had a fair amount of success, and we both went down different paths, both in the plumbing industry. It's worked out really well for both of us.
I think that going to college isn't always the answer. I think you should let your kids figure out what they might do the best at, and I think the plumbing trade's been a great thing for our family.
I think the owners are supplying the meters, I'll confirm that.
Ryan has taken over. I'm glad that he did. It was time for new blood and new techniques and new methods. Plumbers use computers now. They use all kinds of stuff. That's one of the reasons why Ryan was able to take over my company and progress it forward. And that's what we need in the trades today. People that can take it and make it leap. Yeah, I worked 48 hours straight there, just bought them all out of their galvanized fittings and everything. I thoroughly enjoy being a plumber. It's not a boring trade. Probably about 50 years I've had a card in the state of Washington and Oregon. When I was 18, I started laboring. I had done construction laboring and stuff like that, and I worked for a painter. A buddy of mine was a painter for a while.
He went to college, and then when we got married, he worked at a bank, and then that kind of didn't go as well as he expected, so my dad said, you need to get a different job.
I was kind of looking around for something different. I thought, that wouldn't be bad, being a plumber.
At that time, it was a job that a lot of people did want, and that's what he ended up doing. Plumbers, even in those days, made really good money, so I think I wasn't really so keen on switching over to opening his own business, but in the long run, it worked out really well because he could kind of adjust his hours to coach our kids in baseball and still have a career in the plumbing business.
My wife was very vital in her business. She, for a long time, ran the books and did payroll and all that kind of stuff.
Growing up in a plumbing family, it was really neat to walk into work and see your brother and your dad and your mom all there. It was a really special experience.
I never really pushed for them to go into the plumbing business. It worked out that way. I think they saw the fun that their mother and I had doing things, enjoying a good life.
I saw the life that they made for themselves through the trade, and they had a good life. Showed me what you can gain from making a career out of the plumbing trade.
You know any other plumbers that kite surf?
Any other plumbers that kite surf? I'd say I'm the only one I know. A buddy of mine introduced me to kite surfing a while back, and I just really liked everything about it.
We're out here in Stevenson, Washington. It's a pretty decent day, not quite as windy as I'd like, but it's one of my favorite places to come. Great spot to go out. We're gonna give it a whirl out here and see what happens.
I've been kite surfing for about 15 years, and I'm all right at it. You know, I can hold my own. Getting out on the water, I'll just kind of exhale from the day's grind and the day's stresses. Let the stress of the day kind of wash away. One of the best parts about kiteboarding is where we get to do it at around here. I mean, I'll leave work. When I hit the Bridge of the Gods, I know I'm almost there, and it's a beautiful bridge to drive across, and you just get into a different mindset and enjoy it. There's a Bridge of the Gods Kite Fest that brings kiters from all over. It's a great event. The kiteboarding community, it's a tight community. There's a lot of great people you meet. You need someone to launch your kite for you, so you kind of have to work together. People have your back. You're out there riding, it's beautiful, and sometimes you just think to yourself, it's unbelievable we get to do this. Feels real good to get out there.
Gosh. My morning ritual. Celery, cauliflower, carrots, strawberries, cherries, blueberries, but I'm out of blueberries.
I have a feeling your dad didn't do this every day.
I'm very proud of my son. You know, like all young men, he kind of went through a transition period earlier in his life, and from there, hey, he turned it on, and he really does great things, not only for himself, but his family, his community. When you get to a certain aspect in your career, people rely on you to do what's right and get it done for them.
Yeah.
My favorite thing, you work all day and you can look back and see what you accomplished. See something that you created or you fixed. I think a lot of people would realize what a great path it can be to go down.
If you are a good plumber, there is always work for you. It's just that simple. There's a lot of ingenuity in plumbing. It's something artistic also, in a way. How to plumb things and make things work and function properly.
I mean, plumbing is, in a lot of ways, it's been there for me. It's provided for me. It's saved me, probably. It's been a very good life, a very good trade. I've met great people. It's provided for a lot of the people in my life. I'm Ryan Cruz, and I am an American plumber.
Pfister has partnered with the National Housing Endowment to support the Skilled Labor Fund. You can go to AmericanPlumberStories.com to learn how you can apply for scholarships and help support the fund.